Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are joined by Jeffrey Meyers of Cobia Capital, based in New York. And today he will be speaking about his pick on Silicom Limited, ticker SILC. Jeffrey, thank you very much for your time. You've been a longtime SumZero Cap Intro member, and we look forward to learning more today.
Sure, my pleasure.
So as it stands right now, you see a over 270% upside in the name. What are Wall Street analysts missing here?
Well, there's one analyst that covers it, and he covers it decently well. I'd say, he might be a little shorter term in nature than we are. We're sort of long-term investors. We're looking out 2 to 3 years to see, what the company can do. There's definitely, some recency bias to the name here. There's, the company has not performed well over the last few years in terms of, revenue growth and EPS growth. But we think that's going to change given, a couple of markets that they're one that they're in currently that's growing really nicely, and one that they're positioned to get in, which is the 5G build out. They have some essential building blocks that go into networks called Open RAN, which is a open alternative to Nokia, Ericsson, and Huawei, which currently sort of dominate that market.
So Silicom is the Israeli network and data infrastructure company. Why is now the time to invest in Silicom?
Well, they're on the cusp of pretty tremendous growth, we think. They sell boxes that are used for something called SD-WAN, which is just a sort of more simple and cheaper way for companies to access the internet with data that needs to be to get there kind of on time and not interrupted. So that's sort of a growing area in the US and just starting to go outside the US. And they have a terrific position there with many of the big software vendors who sell SD-WAN software. So that's one growth area. And then the next growth area is sort of 5G build out, where they have a couple cards that go into something called a distributed unit, which is used in the Open RAN architecture. And, we think that those are sort of very big, each one sort of a big potential for the company. The company is doing, about 100 million in revenue currently. And we think some of these deals could be 100 million themselves. So they could sort of, easily sort of double and triple the size of the company. And then there's a lot of operating leverage in the model because, they don't really need to increase R&D that much. They don't need to increase sales and marketing that much. And G&A is pretty fixed. So if they are able to sort of double the size of the company, margins are going to increase pretty rapidly and EPS are going to grow, and then people are going to get, more interested in the stock.
Great. And how does this SILC idea tie into the broader Cobia Capital strategy for you all?
Yeah, so it's a good example of, of our strategy. We tend to invest in companies with low enterprise value to revenue ratios. Silicom is currently trading about 1.7 times sales, which is very cheap for a profitable growing company. I'd say the median of our long book is about 2 times sales, which is much cheaper than the kind of the median for the entire technology market. So what we're doing is we're trying to find cheap stocks, but they have growth aspects to them. They're going to be catalysts for an inflection point in the growth of the top line of the company. And then once that happens, margins are going to increase and people are going to get excited about the names.
Excellent. And in tandem with individuals visiting your fund profile page on SumZero, is there another way for them to get in touch with you to learn more about Cobia, other names that you're writing about, and your broader strategy?
Sure. They can go to cobiacap.com, which is our website. And on the website, it has talks about our strategy, gives our bios, It has links to some, press that we've done over time, interviews, and individual name, write-ups, things like that. So it's an informative place to go. And then once you get there, there's an email address, on the website that you could click on if you want to contact us for more information.
Sounds great, Jeffrey. Well, as always, really appreciate your time. Really enjoyed you diving into Silicom Limited, and we hope that upside is realized.
We hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Take care.
You too.